Hello, my name is Destiny and this is my Flosstube channel, Stitching with Bird. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. I appreciate you being here. This is my third episode and I think I finally decided on a schedule for what's going to work for me. I have mentioned in my other videos I am a college student, so I think that posting once a month will give you the best outcome for how much stitching I do. There are weeks where sometimes I don't stitch at all because I have a lot of homework or I'm just busy. So I think to get the most progress, once a month is probably going to be my best bet. So moving on, I'm still kind of figuring out how I want to do my videos. If you see me looking down, I do have notes here. So please bear with me. I'm still learning. So yeah, I do have one finish. I have no FFOs. I very rarely ever have FFOs because, again, I start all the things and they get half done, and that's just how I stitch, I guess. So this one is a finish. This one I stitched for my nephew, and I started this, I believe, in June of 2024, and I finished this on January 10th of this year. This is the Mountains Birth Sampler, or Birth Announcement by StitcherLoversShop on Etsy, and I had a lot of this done. I did add 441 stitches into it to finish it off, but I guess I should just show you. This is what it looks like. I finished this one off. I did try to finish this before he was born and it just didn't happen. If you see the date, obviously he was born in October of 2024. Pretty much I had all of the bear done. I had all of his name and his weight and everything done. I just needed to finish the word adventure, and then I needed to finish the little feathers here. So I did from here over to the end of the word adventure, and then that's what finished it off. Like I said, that was 441 stitches, so I mean it was a pretty decent amount. So hopefully I'll be able to FFO that and frame it for them. They just moved into a new house, so he has his own room, so we can hang it up in his room for him. So yeah, I am moving on now to new starts. I did have 4 new starts in January, and the first one I have, I didn't do a lot on. This one I started when I was on like a little getaway with my husband before I started school, again for the spring semester, and there's fuzz on it, sorry. There was not a lot of lighting in the hotel room that we were in, and then I just didn't really like how it was stitching up. Like, I didn't like how I stitched it, so I may take it out and restitch it differently. This is all I have done. This is the Flower a Day Sow by Carolyn Manning. I did this on 18 Count Meditation by Picture This Plus, and I only did, let's see, 63 stitches on it. This is the first flower, and I am using Classic Colorworks. I picked out like variegated. I wanted to do it kind of like two-toned, where it has like a darker color on the outside, a lighter color on the inside, and then like a neutral yellowish in the middle. And then I did pick out a green for all the leaves and vines and stuff that goes in it. So I don't know, maybe it's just the thread, how I use the thread. I don't know if it's just the colors are not for me. I don't know. I just didn't really feel like picking that one up very much. Maddie from Kitty Stitch is hosting a stitch along for that this year. That's why I picked it out, and I was happy to join, but I just didn't really feel like picking it up that much. So the next one that I started, oh, and I started that on January 9th. Sorry, I forgot to say that. The next one I started was on January 11th, and this is a memorial piece for my grandfather. I was doing another piece that I started for him that I was going to gift him, and I never finished it. And I wanted to do something for my grandma specifically. My grandfather passed away on Veterans Day in 2025, so it was kind of rough. So I wanted to do something for her specifically. I started this one, like I said, on the 11th, and this is called Today Memorial. And I don't know how to pronounce the shop that it's from, so I'm not going to butcher that, and we'll put it on the screen. But I found it on Etsy. And I didn't get very far on this. I only did a little bit because I don't like this fabric that I chose. This is I think it's a 16 count fiddler's cloth, but the weave on it is really, really loose. So like when I was working on it, my needle kept falling out of the holes, and it's just like if I hold it up, you can kind of see it's like really loose, and then the edges are just like really frayed, and I didn't like the specific cut, so I went and bought a new one yesterday actually. So I'm probably going to restart it. I did 32 stitches on it, and finally decided that I didn't really want to get that far into it, and I would restart it. So that one's probably going to get thrown away, and I will restart it on a different cloth. The next one that I started was on January 16th, and this is the Blackwork Sal by the Steady Thread for 2026. For this particular style, I don't really count stitches because it's hard for me to kind of figure out how to count it. This one I'm using Classic Colorworks thread again. This is, I have the tag here. It is 16 count from Fiber on a Win in the color Dolomite. And I don't know if you can kind of see it. I didn't get very far on it. I kind of just wanted to test and see if I liked the colors and how it showed up. I wasn't sure how the green was going to show up, but I kind of like it. It's more of a bright color, and it reminds me of spring. So I think I'm going to stick with those. I really didn't get far into it. Like I said, I was just testing. So, yeah. And then the next one that I started was on January 24th. And this one is Letters from Nora. And I did 107 stitches on it. And this is 32 count water lily. You can see right through this, so I apologize. It's hard to kind of see. I did use, these are all supposed to be little flowers. I'm doing the letter D for Destiny, and I do plan on doing more of the letters for like family members, because I have 2 sisters and my mom, and I wanted to do one for my grandma too, so I think I may do more. I haven't decided whether I wanted to do like the fairy or the mermaid versions of them. This one is the fairy. I liked this one. So I think I said I did 107 stitches on it. I'm using the called for threads for this, which is Classic Colorworks, which are nice. I like those. So that was all my new starts. So now we'll move on to progress. I did mention that I started the 2026 Haed Sal, and I did, let's see, 1,097 stitches on it. I'm stitching this on 25 count even weave, and it's easy count grid. So this is where I got. This is the end of page 1, so I planned on just working down and going down from there and keep going. I did really good on this in the beginning of January, and then I lost steam on it. And I think it's because I didn't take it on my little getaway, and when I came back, I didn't really feel like working on it. So, yeah, that's what I got done on it. It's really not, it's like, I love the pattern, and I like watching people make progress on it, but I don't ever feel like picking it up very often. So I need to start doing that. Let's see. The next one that I worked on was the Deadly Aquarium Sal by Lola. And I added 231 stitches into this one. And this is on 14 count white Ada that I dyed myself. So this is what it looks like. It doesn't look like I did much, but I will show you. I did add more brown into the pillar here, and then I added some more black into this. And I don't think I did really anything on, maybe I did. I think I did a little bit on this tail here. I added more into that. This one, I don't know what I was thinking when I measured it. I don't think I left myself a lot of room for the edging, but it's okay. I'll make it work somehow. So the next one that I worked on was the Supernatural Sal by the Witchy Stitcher, and I did 243 stitches on this, and it's on white count, or 18 count white Ada. This one, I mentioned before, has a lot of dirt on it because I've taken it camping with me 3 years in a row. My family has a tradition where we go camping the same spot every year for Easter, and I brought this one because it has a lot of 310 in it, so I figured it would just be easy to knock out a bunch of black and just not have to carry a bunch of colors. So that's kind of what I did, but as you will see, I had it in a scroll frame, and the scroll frame left a line, and then there's just dirt. So yeah, it's gross, I know. Hopefully it'll come out when I wash it when I'm done. Anyways, on to progress. I did most of the unicorn frame here. I'm almost done with the word unicorn, and I think that I may stitch the unicorn. I did fill in like this top part for the banshee here, and I haven't really filled in the rest. I just figure it's I'm already working on the black, so I might as well just fill it in. And the unicorn is black, so I'll probably work on that. My goal for this year, I think, is to try to get as much progress on this as I can, because I don't really want to keep bringing it with me every year to go camping. My family members remember it. So, I need to finish it. It just needs to be done. So I'm going to try to make that a goal. I am doing WIPGO, so my WIPGO goal is for each number that's called, I'm going to do 1,000 stitches on that whip, and so far, yeah. I'm at 243. I always kind of work on my WIPGO out of the month that it's called. I try to work on it while it's called, but sometimes I just don't. So there's that. I was working on that yesterday, actually. So that's part of, like, that's January and the first week of February that I'm kind of including in this. Let's see. The next one that I worked on is Spring in the City by Crocette Gogo. And this one you won't be able to tell if I got a lot of, I didn't really get a lot of progress on it. I did do 66 stitches on it, and I'm stitching this on 32 count raw natural linen. This is what I have done, which probably looks exactly the same from the last time I showed it. So, yeah, I realized halfway through this tree here that I was half a stitch off because I'm doing this 2/2 with DMC, the called for DMC. I realized that halfway through the trunk on the tree that I was a half a stitch off. And so I spent a lot of time frogging it and restitching it. So yeah, I want to pick this one up. I love these patterns. They make me happy. So yeah, I want to pick that up again, probably more in February. This one is the one that I've gotten the farthest on. I do have the other seasons started, but I've really only worked on the frame. So this next one was a Christmas present for my grandma that I never finished. My other grandma, my dad's mom. I have been working on finishing it, and it's kind of been slow going just because I've really kind of, I don't know, I've been kind of in a slump. I kind of lost my stitchy bug for a little bit. I try to like pick at this one a little bit because it's small and it's easy. So I did make quite a bit of progress. I did 152 stitches, and I'm stitching this on 14 count vintage taupes by Zweigart. And I found this one in the Just Cross Stitch magazine for the winter, or maybe it's the Christmas. I think it's the Christmas one. Anyways, it's by colormeamyxstitch, and this is what I have, and I have a thread hanging, so sorry. This is what it is. Just a little like ornament type thing. As you can tell, I'm not very good at measuring, so there's supposed to be a star up here that I think I'm going to leave off. And I tried to shorten the stump on the tree to make it a little bit shorter, but I realized that the cat down here matches up with the tree, and I don't really want to throw everything off, so I think I'm just going to do, there was only one other row on the bottom. So I think I'm just going to add the other row to make it all match up. But last time I worked on this, I only had this cat and most of the tree done. I did add this cat, this one, and I started this one. There's another cat that goes in here. So pretty much what I have left on this is to fill in like the confetti stitches, which are considered Christmas lights on the tree. And that has a lot of back stitching, kind of as like the cord that goes around with it. And then there are little like noses that kind of go around as the background, and I don't think I'm going to stitch those either. I'm just going to stitch the little whiskers on the cats. So I'm almost done with this one, and then once that's done, I think I'm going to have an FFO day because I do have my mom's other ornament that I finished back in December. Yeah, it was December. That I need to FFO and give to her as well. So, and then I have the birth announcement for my nephew. So I have a couple pieces that I need to FFO. So that is all for my progress. So my total stitch count for all of January and the first week of February was 2,432. And I do have haul. I did buy the Today cross stitch pattern. I don't know how to say the name of the shop, so like I said, I'll probably just add in the name. So I bought that one in January. And then I bought another one called Icicles by Sunflower Stitcher UK. And I'll probably insert a picture of that too, so I could show you what I got. I found that one on Etsy, so it is a digital pattern. So The only thing left is plans, which my plans really are just to try to pull out my Haed sow at least a couple times this month. I need to really put some progress into that one. And then I do have a kit. When I first started cross stitching, I was like, ooh, I really like this. And it was around Christmas time where my grandma was like, well, you could pick out your Christmas presents. So I went, and this was like before dimensions really fully wasn't a thing. So I ordered 2 kits, and this was one of them. This is the Cherry Blossom Creek by Dimensions Gold Collection, and it's been sitting in my stash. And I like the pink tree, and it kind of reminds me of like spring, so I figured I should probably start it at some point. So I've been kind of itching for a new start, even though I haven't really worked on anything. I just kind of want something different. Maybe it'll help me get my stitchy bug back. So I figure I should probably start this. So I'm going to be starting this one here soon. I pulled out all the threads and everything yesterday. I am currently staying with my grandma, so she's not by herself since my grandpa passed away. So I don't have all of my supplies here, so that's part of the reason why I didn't start it. I pulled it out last night. I wanted to start it, and then I realized I didn't have all my supplies. So yeah. My other plans is to restart the memorial piece for my grandma. And like I said, I bought a new cut of that same fabric, just different piece of it. So hopefully that one's better. I did check it before I bought it, so it seems okay. So hopefully I'll be able to restart that one. And then my other goal was to finish Meowy Catmas. So yeah, if you made it this far, that's the end of my video. I appreciate you being here again, and yeah, thanks for joining me today. So see you next time. Bye.